It is a beautiful Thursday here on Mornings on Main Street. Welcome in Main Street Media TV. I'm Chris Yow, and it is a September 29th edition of Mornings on Main Street. We've got a fantastic show for you today. We are going to jump into our top three stories here in just a little bit. We've got a lot to unpack throughout the day. Going to be a lot of fun, so we'll get to it here in just a few moments. You take a look there at downtown Nashville, Broadway, Fifth Avenue, Bridgestone Arena in the background. What a fantastic look to the day. There's no question there. We have got a seriously perfect forecast for the weekend, and we've got a lot of events coming up this weekend in Middle Tennessee. I don't know if you guys are aware, but man, so much going on this weekend here, and starting today, actually, we have so many great things across the midstate that are taking place, and I wanted to get to a couple of those early here on the show, because tonight is the opening of the 53rd Annual Nashville Film Festival. It's going to be held through the October 5th at Belcourt Theater. It'll be also at TPAC, Andrew Johnson Theater, and the Franklin Theater. You can check out tonight's opening night premiere of The Return of Tanya Tucker. And there's some synergy here today with that particular film, as well as the National Day calendar. We'll get to that in a little bit. I can't wait to talk about that. So yeah, got a lot going on, and looking forward to the beginning of tonight's 53rd Annual Nashville Film Festival. Also, the Nashville Symphony's Hosts the Planets takes place tonight through October 2nd, Sunday, as the Nashville Symphony will share the stage with Nashville Symphony, a women's chorus, and Grammy-winning violinist Augustin Hadlick. Featured works include contemporary composer Kaha Saharo, Asteroid 4179, Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto, and Holst's iconic ode to our solar system, The Planets. That's a fantastic name. We're going to write a song about the solar system. What are we going to call it? The planets. This is one other option, space. So there you go. All right. So that is going on. And if you're out in Green Hills, the Friends of the Green Hills Library will hold its autumn book sale starting today through October 2nd. The sale includes thousands of gently pre-owned books, DVDs, and CDs. Hours for the sale are 10 o'clock this morning to 7 p.m. So it just opened up through this weekend, and it'll be 10 to 5 today and tomorrow, and then 10 to 4 on Saturday, and then Saturday, which is half price day. And then on Sunday, you can get out there from 2 to 4 with the traditional bag sale, which everything you can fit into a bag is one particular cost, whatever that may be. All proceeds benefit the Friends Community Programs for the Green Hills branch, and the library is located at 3701 Benham Avenue in Green Hills. So yeah, let's take a look here at today's weather. And today's weather is, as always, brought to you by our friends at Roy Meat Service. Check them out, 605 South 19th Street in Nashville. Give them a call, 615-227-2583. 615-227-2583. Today's weather forecast is perfect. Again, sunny and 75, literally today, sunny and 75. Only a 1% chance of rain with 65% humidity, but you know what? You'll take 65% humidity at 75 degrees. No question there. UV index sitting at 1 out of 10. Tonight's low will be around 49 degrees. So make sure to either get the heat on or add an extra blanket to the bed, and maybe open the windows. Makes it perfect. Who needs a fan when you can just open the windows to the bedroom and add an extra blanket to the bed, maybe a quilt, and enjoy the perfect weather that we are having right now. Next week, it is back into the high 70s, low 80s. but at least we're not going to be getting, you know, mid 80s to high 80s. So that's always positive, but also no rain. So we'll take that as well. It's a beautiful weekend to go out to a pumpkin patch or find yourself a nice little fall festival, such as Nashville Fall Festival. We spoke with Brendan Glean yesterday, and he told us that if you're watching this show and you want to get out to Nashville Fall Festival, just go to NashvilleFallFestival.com. You can find out all the information there. They're on Old Harding Pike, out in the Bellevue area, and you can go check them out. 70 plus acres of corn maze, pumpkin patch, trail rides, picnic areas, all kinds of great things that you can do. And if you mention that you saw them on Mornings on Main Street, or just tell them Chris Yow sent you, you're going to get a free ticket off your group. So one free ticket for your group. Can't beat that. So that's savings of $20 there. So that's what I'm worth. I'm worth $20. How about that? This is where Justin would normally laugh and tell me I'm, worth so much more than that. But unfortunately, he is currently otherwise occupied. So we will get to him soon. I know. But I do want to take another one look at traffic as well, because our traffic is brought to you, as always, by our friends at 50 Forward. They are a Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They're a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting the website joinallofus.org/50 forward. That's /50 forward. Make sure to spell out 50 FIFTY. Right now, traffic. There is a multi-vehicle crash at mile marker 79. That is the northbound right lane is blocked, and that is on 65 northbound, just before you get to the 440 split there. So that's going to cause several delays. Also, the 2440 split, as always, you're going to find slowing traffic there coming in onto 440 and getting off of 440 going into the downtown loop. Looks like we've got slow moving traffic coming off of 24 eastbound on the north side of town, coming in on the 2465 split there. You're going to find some slow moving traffic as well. So there you go. But the only accident that we currently have on the screen is that multi-vehicle crash at on 65 north, just before you get to 440 at the 79.8 mile marker. That was reported around 9:50 this morning. So there's going to be some traffic there for a little while. There you have it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this first segment of Mornings on Main Street. We've got a lot to get to here in the next little bit. But again, I'm Chris Yow, and we'll get to our top 3 stories right after this here on Mornings on Main Street. Main Street Media TV. Please stick around.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime, and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
I was looking for a major where I didn't have to do math or science. And when I took, so my sophomore year, I just took a ton of different classes trying to figure out something I liked, and one of them was Journalism 101. And it was like, well, this is great. You get to ask people questions and find out about them and then write about it. What could be better? So that's how I got into it.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit wellskinmd.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email Eric at rockcastlewealth.com.
Welcome back in. Mornings on Main Street.
Hey, yo.
Welcome back to Justin Kulick.
I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Back attacking the mic.
Yes. Back on the ones and twos. Well, you're on the ones and twos. I'm just the guy that stands there and dances. Does the 1-2 step? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was thinking.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry. I didn't know. My mic isn't giving me any feedback here, so I don't know if I'm speaking.
Trying to come up with there was the line that I just used was from an old Will Smith rap.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear that.
It's on the Big Willie style record.
Is that what it is?
And I know like almost every word to every song on that record, but I'm trying to think of what I was trying to go through the song in my head to figure out what the name of the song is.
So not that big of a fan then, right? No, I'm just
well,
kidding.
I just had to get back to it. You have to recall that stuff. It came out in '98, bro.
That's true. That's true.
It's like 25 years ago.
Yeah. I got you. That's fair.
Yeah, and speaking of 90s rappers, how about Coolio, man? Rest in peace.
What happened?
He died. I don't know how.
That's unfortunate.
It is, man.
How old was he?
I'm so sad. 59.
Too soon. Man, this lighting really brings out the red in my face.
It's so nice. Apparently, it's a cardiac arrest, which that's okay. I'm gonna say this, and I please don't take this as I'm being insensitive. But cardiac arrest is the cause of all deaths.
Is it really
literally? It just means your heart stopped.
So it's like when people say they passed away from old age, it's that.
Well, it's everyone. Literally, that's how you die. Your heart stops.
I didn't know that.
Cardiac arrest is the cause of death for all death.
So that could be too vague.
So, like, what caused the cardiac arrest? I mean, it was a heart attack, and most people refer to a heart attack as cardiac arrest, but that's just a weird way of it's like you're trying to be a little bit fancy
Mm-hmm.
by
Right.
saying cardiac arrest, and that's not necessarily
Like a janitor is what do they call him? Sanitation specialist.
yes. There you go, vice president of sanitation.
Yeah,
Here.
exactly.
Here at Main Street Media, that is what I am.
I take care of these quarters.
But yeah, so anyway, I thought it was interesting that one of the guys that I grew up listening to,
Right.
loving, Coolio. I mean, not only did he have Gangsta's Paradise, but he had the theme song for Keenan and Kel.
Wait, so Gangsta's Paradise, that was him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was does he have it? Wait, okay, hold on. Is there another name for him?
No, he's just Coolio. Remember he had the little
The head or
hair
the
coming
dreads,
out.
right? Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
the
I
dreads
didn't know that
coming
was his name, huh?
That's just yeah.
I was about to be really ignorant and say Busta Rhymes, but I know that's not correct.
Yeah, no. But yeah, Fantastic Voyage, Gangsta's Paradise, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get Your Woman on the Floor, gotta get up to get down. That one, and then the Keenan and Kel theme song. Keenan and Kel was the one that like kind of got me into Coolio because Gangsta's
Love
Paradise
Keenan
came
Kel.
out when I was really little, and then
Right.
I was like, who is this guy on Keenan and Kel? And then I started looking up, and
You're like, I want to go to this paradise they're talking about.
I found Gangsta's Paradise. Well, and then I also had the Weird Al record that had the
Genius.
the Amish Paradise on it. So
Oh, it's so good. I wish he kept making videos. My favorite one is obviously, since I guess it's in my era, Ride and Dirty or White and Nerdy.
White and Nerdy. So
Yeah.
All About the Pentiums instead of All About the Benjamins was really good. And
just eat it instead of beat it. That was a good one.
And I think I still have a hard time singing American Pie without singing the Weird Al version, the Star Wars version.
What's that? How's that one go?
Oh, it's where he's talking about a long, long time ago in a galaxy far away, Naboo was under an attack. Instead of anyway, it's to the tune of American Pie, and it's so good.
He just reads the. I gotcha.
He's like, my, this American, this here Anakin guy, maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry. Someday soon he'll kiss his mommy goodbye, singing, "Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi."
You're like, I'm not too sure if I know it, but this is exactly what it is.
No, I have a hard time singing American Pie to this. Like, I can't sing American Pie by Don McLean because at some point,
Gotcha.
in some point in that song, I will start singing the Weird Al version.
He's in your head, man.
But anyway, yeah. So rest in peace, Coolio, man. I actually saw Coolio and Vanilla Ice in concert like 8 years ago. True story.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. So I know every single word to Ice Ice Baby, which I'm sure me and a million or a billion probably people do as well. So
that is one of my favorite things to do at a wedding. I'll just randomly do Ice Ice Baby on karaoke.
Collaborate and listen.
All right, stop.
Yeah.
Cut the music. Clap.
Exactly.
This is back. Just
You can't help but at least tap a foot or two.
Look, I am a big fan of Vanilla Ice. At one time he actually he spent some time in Spring Hill. I don't know if he lived there or
really.
I don't know what the deal was, but yeah, he folks were like, I just saw Vanilla Ice at Kroger. And that doesn't surprise me like at all.
Right.
I mean, not at all. I feel like that's a thing that happens, I'm sure.
I'm sure on the way there he had his rag top down so his hair could flow.
Oh, he did. He did. Oh man, I missed you in the first segment. I had to go through a bunch of stuff, and so
yeah. Sorry, man. I was watching it, and I wanted to be a part of it as well. I was like, I'm leaving my guy dry here.
No, it's all good. Worked out. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let's get into our top 3 stories. I'm going to read this first story here, then we're going to play you guys a video. So we'll get into it. Governor Bill Lee is renewing his nationwide pitch to out-of-state law enforcement officers to move to Tennessee, building on his recruitment last November to officers in states with restrictive COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Last fall, Lee offered to cover the relocation costs of qualified law enforcement officers who want to join the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Since then, 25 of the 82 new troopers who have joined the THP have moved from out of state. In a 70-second video released Wednesday that we'll play for you here in just a moment, Lee again welcomed law enforcement officers from across the country to join Tennessee's Highway Patrol, sharing experiences of 2 troopers who have moved here in recent months. One trooper appeared in the video with Bill Lee and another officer, Louis Celaya, who moved to Tennessee from California. Celaya and Clark now serve THP in Middle Tennessee. So if you meet them, it's probably not great. But if you do, tell them you heard about them here first. THP officers offers troopers. Yeah, they might. Who knows? They offer a full benefits package, a self-issued vehicle rather than a shared vehicle program, uniforms and equipment at no cost, and department paid fees for training academies. Tennessee equips you like you wouldn't believe. I have more uniforms than I can wear and more hats than I know what to do with, said DeJuan Clark, who appears in the video. The governor supported funding for 100 more THP troopers, $30 million to support recruitment and retention bonuses for out-of-state officers moving to the state, and $100 million in violent crime intervention fund, a new state funding for law enforcement basic training. So, if you want to, Justin, you can play that first video there.
A great appreciation for the men and women that serve in law enforcement. And so we are very grateful when folks like you make the decision to come to Tennessee.
Got picked up by the California Highway Patrol, spent just under 14 years with them.
Majored in criminal justice. When I graduated, I became a law enforcement officer in New Mexico. The thing that sold me on Tennessee are the people of Tennessee.
The love for your kids, to relocate them to a place where you know they're going to be safe in the future. And that's why I ended up in Tennessee.
This state they have set a new bar for what it means to support an officer. Tennessee equips you like you wouldn't believe. I have more uniforms than I know what to do with. I have more hats than I can wear.
The citizens of Tennessee will walk up to you, they'll say, we love you, God bless you. They want to pray with you. Tennessee couldn't be a greater place to do it. They look after both you and your family.
To any officer in another state, if you're thinking about coming to Tennessee, make that move. You will not regret it. This is the best place you can be. The support doesn't stop. It's not just a recruiting video, it's real.
We are very grateful. I am very grateful that you have chosen to be here. We think we live in the best state in the country. We're a better state because you are here. We do believe in you. We do believe in supporting you. We got your back, and we're glad you're here.
Well, there you have it, straight from Governor Bill Lee. That's pretty awesome.
From the source.
From the man himself. All right, let's see here. Let's head into story number 2. As 62 Republican lawmakers are asking Vanderbilt's Medical Center to suspend irreversible sex reassignment surgeries for children, calling the practice nothing less than abuse and foreshadowing a law to outlaw such procedures. In a letter to VUMC board chairman Dr. Jeffrey Balser, sent Wednesday, lawmakers asked the Vanderbilt Pediatric Transgender Clinic to halt such surgeries for those under 18, calling the surgeries surgical mutilations of minor children. While those 18 years and older are recognized as legal adults and free to make decisions in their best interests, it is an egregious error of judgment that an institution as highly respected as Vanderbilt would condone or promote harmful and irreversible procedures for minor children in the name of profit, the letter says. The letter follows a report from the Daily Wire last week, which claimed VUMC physicians performed irreversible surgeries for children without parental consent and forces employees to participate in such procedures regardless of moral or religious objection because they are a big moneymaker. VUMC has since said parental consent is required for transgender children seeking treatment and says it allows employees to decline to participate if they find the care morally objectionable. The hospital's pediatric transgender clinic website remains deleted following the Daily Wire story. Last week, Governor Bill Lee called for an investigation of the medical center's practices and referred concerns to the Attorney General, Jonathan Scrimetti's office. Led by Representative Jason Zachary, Republican of Knoxville, nearly all of the 73 members of the House Republican supermajority signed on to the letter. Most of the members who did not sign are not running for re-election. Foreshadowing legislative action, lawmakers told Balser that the institution's response to their demands will determine their steps in coming weeks, as well as any action in January when the legislature returns. Republican majority leaders are working with Lee's administration on legislation to prohibit irreversible surgeries such as mastectomy, vasectomy, hysterectomy, and vaginoplasty for minors next legislative session, something the ACLU of Tennessee has indicated it will challenge. I'm committed to crafting a bill that not only will protect the children of our state from permanent mutilation, but also crafting a bill that will withstand judicial scrutiny, Johnson said. It is imperative we protect children in Tennessee from irreversible gender medications and surgeries. Financial gain should never be a factor in the decision to push permanent alterations to a child's body and life. And finally, yesterday, the Tennessee Department of Education released the graduation rate data for the 2021-22 school year, which exceeds pre-pandemic levels, with a statewide graduation rate of 89.8% of high school students. A total of 78 districts improved their graduation rates from last year, and 95% of eligible students in 53 districts graduated on time this year. Seeing our graduation rates return to pre-pandemic levels shows that strong partnerships and the right investments will result in improved outcomes for our students, said Commissioner Penny Schwinn. Thanks to the dedication of our districts and schools, educators, and families, Tennessee students are able to move into life beyond high school and pursue post-secondary pathways that will help them achieve their dreams and goals. Tennessee's graduation rate prior to the pandemic was 89.7% in 2018-19. Last year, the rate was 88.7%. For the 2021-22 school year, the most notable takeaways from graduation data include 12 districts improved their graduation rate by 5 percentage points or more. 53 districts graduated 95% of their cohorts. 78 districts improved their graduation rates from 2021 to 2022. 54 of those districts improved the students with disabilities student group by 5 percentage points or more, and 1,297 more students graduated in 2022 compared to last year, with a total of 64,580 graduating students across the state. That seems good.
Did you ever find your cap when you threw it up?
I did
not. I think I was just so excited to get out of there that I did not even look for it. But a lot of people put their names in it, which makes sense.
Well, honestly, I used to make fun of people who decorated their cap, and then that makes sense. Now it's like, oh, you decorated it so you could find it.
Oh my gosh, I'm just now making that realization as well.
Yeah.
So should we we have a long list of people to apologize to.
Not me. I only graduated with 52 other people. So.
Okay, gotcha. You could knock those out today then.
Well, my 20-year reunion is coming up in a couple years.
You're just like, I'm sorry.
Like 2 years from now, I guess technically next year's football season would be the 20th year. So if we're doing homecoming, I would have to, do next year. So,
Gotcha.
I went to my 10-year reunion.
How was it?
I graduated from a private religious school.
Right.
We held our 10-year reunion at a brewery.
Whoa. That was a test.
So that was fun.
Well, let's see if we instilled the morals that we wanted to.
Yeah. We enjoyed it. It was a good time.
So you did like going. You liked seeing. Did a lot of people show out, or?
I mean, here's the thing is, it's funny because we all kind of stayed in contact. When you only graduate with 50-something people, you can be friends with them on Facebook. Yeah. You can be friends with everyone on Facebook. It's not that difficult.
Right.
But
exactly.
The fact that I graduated with 52 other people,
right,
and 2 people in my graduating class currently live in Murray County, that's weird.
That's crazy. You graduated in Alabama.
In Alabama, yeah. So
what are they doing here?
The girl I graduated with, her husband is the new girls basketball coach at Mount Pleasant.
So very close to home.
Yeah, I'm 10, 15 minutes from
too.
Yeah. I know, I'm going to be covering her husband coaching basketball. It's so wild.
Hopefully you said what you did first, because if you did after her, she'd probably be like, you're lying.
She was So her last name began with the letter A, and obviously mine with the Y. So we were always very far apart from one another.
Right.
They always sat us alphabetically, and she was in the one corner, I was in another.
I gotcha.
But yeah. So anyway, we have a special podcast segment.
Yes.
That we're going to show here in just a few moments. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a special podcast segment coming your way here on Mornings on Main Street Media TV. So you guys stick around with us.
Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The three charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Common sense would tell you not to look to Joe and John for this, but time for life lessons from Joe and John.
And we're going to start with, Jeff, life lessons. Let's just fast forward real quick to where you spent the spring with the Michigan Panthers as the head coach and general manager of the USFL Michigan Panthers, everything housed in Birmingham, all the games in Birmingham and so forth. And we can keep this really short if you want, but tell me, give me a sense of what that experience was like, and the good, the bad, the ugly.
I really, looking back, having 6 or 8 weeks now to think about it, and, it was really a lot of fun for me. They reached out. I was contacted probably 18 months ago about it, and things changed over a year as to how they're going to put it together and da. But once we got down there and got settled, somewhat settled, it was really fun. Looking back, I really enjoyed the players. I enjoyed the coaches. It was really different, and I have to be honest, I learned a lot. Someone could say, well, what do you mean learned a lot? Well, there's all different levels of football, and they're all different. And it's going from one entity to the next, or different levels from one to the other. It's a lot easier said than done. It's different, and it's different for a lot of reasons. Particularly starting with the reason why I got into it, and that was just I wanted to help the league. I wanted to help the people involved, the people that were bringing back the USFL, whether that's Eric Shanks at Fox, or then Daryl Johnson and Brian Woods and everybody associated with it. It was really it was a neat experience for me. I had all the experience that I needed. From a scheduling and football, all that stuff, but I didn't think going into it that I literally would be emptying Gatorade bottles and filling them up before and after practice and pushing a water cart around practice. And I want to say it was humbling, but I loved every minute of the unique differences between where I was for 22 years and where I was just this spring. There were challenges every day. And there were, I could write books on it. You can't imagine some of the stories, but I didn't know where I was practicing half the time the night before while I was scheduling practice. Meetings, trying to find meeting space, trying to figure out who's healthy, who's not, what the rosters look like, in the communication. It was a startup. But, when the dust clears, it really, really was a fun experience for me, particularly because of the players and the uniqueness of these guys and their individual stories and what so many of them have been through. 2 weeks into it, and I had one of the players, he said, so, who were the running backs that you had when you were like a head coach? I go,
oh my goodness!
Which players? I actually started the first one. My second year, I drafted somebody by the name of Eddie George, and I said, but before that, I was around some pretty good ones. I actually played with Walter Payton. You ever heard of him? No.
Yeah. Oh, that hurts.
It was unique. It was competitive. I don't need to go into details of what happened and why, but the good players win games, and those guys, whoever has the best players, usually going to win the most games, and that's what happened. So we didn't necessarily have the best players, but we did it early on, but we had a lot of injuries, a lot of things that went on, but. It was a really cool experience. Initially, they told me that they were going to put a team in Nashville and they're going to let me coach it. That was kind of the hook. And then things changed, and I ended up with the Michigan Panthers, and I have no regret. There's some tradition there, by the way.
Oh yeah.
John.
Wow.
And I wasn't allowed to talk about them during the year, but the old USFL, and so I'll respect them. Their wishes, but there was some cool things that went on in that organization. Jim Stanley was the head coach, and I had actually overlapped with Jim a year. I think it was in Houston or someplace, but good ball coach, passed away shortly after he won the last championship there. But, the spring football is here. It's here to stay. It's competitive. The USFL, they're going to compete, go toe-to-toe with the XFL. Year 2 is well underway already. They have big plans. They haven't really shared it with us, but I know they've been grinding since the season ended. Since Birmingham won the championship, and they're gonna, their expectation is to enlarge rosters, pay everybody better, potentially, and this is all potentially, go to a kind of a dual city thing where they've got dual hubs where you got 4 teams in Birmingham, probably the South Division, and then you'll have 4 teams somewhere in the Michigan area. Next year. So they'll start doing some travel back and forth. But anytime you have an entity like Fox Sports, who's the primary owner, they're going to do things right. They're going to have done their their due diligence and their research on all these startup leagues that have come and gone and not been successful, the Alliance and all those others, to name one or two. And I think they got a good plan. So we'll just kind of see how this unfolds.
Are you going to continue to coach? You going to come back and is the first question, and B, to kind of expand on your point of these guys are different now. You came up through the Buddy Ryans, the George Seiferts, the John Robinsons, all the great expectations and experience of those folks and the way that you did things in that generation to this generation is different. We all are of the age where a lot of these young kids don't even know our past. So you've become a teacher again. You've become a mentor. You've become a leader that you kind of have already graduated from being a senior coach, but now you're back down to the level of being a teacher and a motivator and giving these guys the basic skills of how to make their career continue.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I'm intending on doing it again.
Oh,
good. I've got coaches that are counting on it. We've got a nucleus of a roster. I'm just waiting to hear back from them to see where this thing's going and how it's all going to be put together. Now, next time around, when I go back for year 2, I'm going to win it. I'm going to win the championship, whatever they call it. But I'm not going to do it. Second time around, things are going to be different. We will have opportunities to put our own roster together with our own coaches, and I'll take a different approach. I mean, my hands were tied, and everybody's hands were tied when we started off. But this in year 2, my understanding is, no, this is going to be competitive, and you're going to be on your own. And here's the parameters. Put your team together, and good luck. So, once the rules once I can see the manual and the rules they don't change every day, or I don't, I signed a kicker. I thought I had signed a kicker.
This is a great story. This is
had some kicking problems, to say the least, because the small roster, you didn't have the luxury of having a long snapper, a punter, who's your holder probably, and a kicker. You only could get 2 of the 3. So most people, I say most, half the group, they got a combo punter and kicker. Well, I got a guy that was a combination kicker punter, but somehow when I got him, he was a combination punter kicker. So he punted first, kicked second. So needless to say, we get into week 2 or 3 or 4 and 3, maybe it was week 4, and we hadn't made an extra point or a field goal. It just couldn't, for some reason, he couldn't get the ball between the 2 yellow poles.
Yeah, that's key.
and so we decided, because we had some issues with COVID and things like that, we had a roster spot. I decided, and they told me that I could, bring a kicker in. So found the best guy out there, brought him in. He red-eyed from Southern California to Atlanta, Ubered to Birmingham, showed up for the Friday night walkthrough, or the Thursday night walkthrough before the Friday game, because I think I had every short week Friday game. But he's kicking. I mean, it's like, whoa, this is so cool. This is the day before the game, and I'm standing there watching the ball come off of his foot. And it's just the trajectory and just the violence and the sound and the impact was like, this is a real kicker. This is really cool. I got a real kicker, and the ball was just climbing. And so anyway, I'm all fired up, and he's going to kick during the game.
No, he's not.
That's what I'm told about for kicker. So anyway, I'd tell him to undress, go take a shower. You get to watch. We'll be my kicker next week, but I'm going to go with my punter kicker.
Punter kicker, yeah.
So I'm playing. Let's see, it was Philadelphia. It was Bart Andrus, who was we played Pop Warner football together. Great story. He was my quarterback. We've known each other forever. Actually, he was on my staff.
The Reseda Rams, by the way, you were a 2-way starter, and you won the championship in '72.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Boy, this is going to go on forever here. So, check it out. It took me about 3 weeks to realize that when it comes down to the end of the game, these guys are going to figure out a way to have something bad happen. And not on purpose, but it's just what's happened to me every week. It's just like the worst possible thing that you could ever imagine happen at the end of or in this critical moment's going to happen. So I don't want to kick an extra point. I'm going to go for 2. There's no freaking way I'm going to have kick a field goal in this game. But I get down to the point where I have run the clock down to 3 seconds. I've used my last timeout. It's 3rd down. There's 3 seconds left in the game. The ball is on the 2-yard line. That means there's 6 feet between where the ball is and the goal line. And then another 10 yards is where the goalposts are. It's pretty freaking close. The ball's in the middle. And I'm going to kick a walk-off field goal to win. And what happens, John? You saw, I don't know if you were there in person.
I did not make it to that game, but it didn't go through the 2 yellow poles. I know that.
It hits the upright.
I mean, how do you it hit the upright?
It hit the left upright. And that's the worst sound in the world. That's in that moment where it's like it's a walk-off.
Yeah.
Kids are they've only won 1 game. We're 1-4, and it's just like they busted their ass to get to this point, and the ball hits the freaking upright. So anyway,
well, I'm glad you got. I'm glad it's in the past. It doesn't bother you anymore. I'm glad you're able to get over it because it feels like he described it like it happened yesterday. He's still a little bitter. I will tell you, Jeff, at my Notre Dame football fantasy football camp, our team hit 3 PATs. I was the holder, and we went 3 for 3. So if you have just a holder on the roster, which I suspect you don't, but if you did, I have some eligibility left.
That's good. I duly noted. I'll take that into consideration. I mean, I know I could go down to the park over here at 4:00. Little kids run around with flags on their belts and get one that's probably 5 or 6 years old. I know he'd get it over that bar in between the uprights.
Right.
So it's one of those things that happened. But I'm fully aware of what you accomplished while I was busy, John.
I appreciate it.
Poke salad, Beaujolais, King Nuggets, Maggie May, bone water.
I highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation because of their caring nature and attentiveness to detail.
Pre-planning your funeral now will bring you peace of mind and less stress to your loved ones. When the chaos of losing you happens, your family can honor and celebrate your life, knowing things are happening just as you wanted them to. Pre-planning determines the details of your funeral, cemetery services, and can be less expensive. We are honored to serve you and are always here for you in your time of need.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
Hey everyone, I'm John English. This is Keith Wallace, and we would like to welcome you to John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We specialize in graded and ungraded sports and non-sports card, vintage wax boxes, and unopened cases. We have a large selection of PSA graded cards. We also specialize in old sports collectibles, baseball, football, basketball, golf, and tennis. You can find it all at John English Antique Sports and Cards. We are happy to be associated with Nashville's greatest sports antique, George Plaster.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
Welcome back in to Mornings on Main Street.
It's gonna hit him with a pow 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 pow.
That's right. Why don't we take another look at weather before we get out of here, Justin?
Let's do it. I know it's a beautiful day. Seems like it. So let's talk about it. The weather today is brought to you by Roy Meat Service. That's your local Nashville meat shop, whether it be a RC Cola, bologna sandwich, ribs, mac and cheese, anything that you think sounds good, they have. You can locate them at 605 South 19th Street in Nashville. The number is 615-227-2583, and you can visit them online at roymeatservice.com. You're going to want to put Roy's, like it'll tempt you to put Roy's, but it's no S. It's roymeatservice.com. And yeah, go check them out, folks. They're fantastic people, better food, great community. And your weather for today is sunny and 75. What's that song? You know what I'm talking about?
That's it, sunny and 75.
Look at you, man. You killed that.
We talked about it yesterday, though.
Did we really? So yeah, I completely made it up by myself. I came up with it and everything. I'm just kidding. Sure. Low 49, very crisp. Not too bad, though. 1% chance of rain. Seems like we're good on there. 65% humidity. Not too bad just because it doesn't feel too hot outside, but don't love that. UV index, which we have been killing lately.
We have
1 out of 10. So, be careful of the humidity. But other than that, go out there, throw frisbee, play golf. If you are some sort of athlete, contrary to me, go play flag football, maybe. I don't know, but go outside and
disc golf, man. Disc golf.
Disc golf, yes.
Literally throw frisbee and play golf at the same time.
And it's free, man. It is free. That's the best thing in the whole entire world. But that is your weather for today.
All right, let's take one last look at traffic, which is brought to you by our friends at 54, the Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults, a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can change the future of health by visiting the website. joinallofus.org/50 spell out 50. So there you go. Right now, traffic. Again, we looks like that accident just south of 440 has cleared up heading into Berry Hill. So the multi-vehicle crash there in the right-hand lane is cleared up. So you're good to go 65 north into Nashville.
Nice.
On the 2440 split, there's on the east side of town is still slow moving, as well as the 2465 split on the north side of town. You can find some slow moving traffic there. If you are in Murfreesboro, it's just slow where it's always slow, as well as in Lebanon. It's right. Slow. It's slow around the red lights and the intersections and stuff there, but nothing major, and nothing major in Lebanon as well. Nice. And we'll take a look out in Dixon. It appears that Dixon is also good, and down here in Columbia, we've got some slow moving traffic on Bear Creek Pike, but they're doing work there, so that makes sense. And if you're trying to drive through Spring Hill, well, good luck. That's all I can tell you.
I saw the craziest thing on the way in to the office today. So you know those they're not rest stops, but they're parking areas for semis,
Yeah,
like on the side of the
on the
interstate.
side of the road. Yeah.
So I passed by it, and there was 14. I'm not joking. I get to count. I didn't get to count because I was driving, but more than 10 plus state troopers just like
Oh,
parked
yeah.
there raiding the place. I'd never seen that before. It's
That's
crazy. Could you imagine like being a trucker sleeping in your cab like after a long, long night of driving and see 18 state troopers pop up? Can I check your
so
cab? No, please.
once I was coming back from kayaking and
Hard to do, by the way. That's a very rigorous activity.
it's
I
not
learned.
fun. Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Right.
But we were coming back, and right off the interstate, there was like a line of like 18 state troopers who were just like, there was one guy up there sending back speeds, and they were just coming. I mean, just one
Right.
after the other going to get folks. It was crazy.
Man, yeah, it's just weird to see that many cops in one spot.
It is.
It feels like a bank heist.
Exactly.
It's like there's no bank, but
Hey, today's National Day. It is National VFW Day. You ever go to the VFW?
I love the
So-
what is that?
Big fan of VFW. It's a Veterans of Foreign Wars. Typically, they are
Oh, cool.
meeting halls where vets meet and enjoy. But there's also typically a bar
Okay,
attached,
nice.
and they'll do karaoke and stuff like that. Well, I used to do karaoke at the VFW all the time. One of my favorite places to go karaoke.
Really? You karaoke?
Oh yeah,
Avidly?
like so. I've been to the national karaoke like championships.
Oh, humble brag,
Yeah.
bro. You got pipes on you, Chris?
It's anyway.
Okay, not to toot my own horn, but tootly toot there.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love
but
that.
karaoke is one of my favorite things in the world. So
Dude, we gotta
anyway,
go karaoke. Me too, because me too. I enjoy it. I just need like that courage from either a friend or a few
Yeah.
encouraging drinks to do it.
I hear you. I hear you.
I love
Well,
doing it though.
my mom does karaoke with me. We would go to the VFW in our hometown. And earlier today, in the beginning, when I talked about the film festival, I said that the return of Tanya Tucker kind of played into that, because two of my favorite songs that my mom will sing are Tanya Tucker songs. So
Okay.
yep, Jamestown Ferry and Delta Dawn, two great songs, and mom karaoke those. But anyway, I wanted to show this video because
Yes.
I took this video at a VFW karaoke one time, and it is one of my favorite videos in the history of America. So please roll that beautiful bean footage.
I got you, man. Okay,
After
wait.
that, I can't help you.
Okay, wait a minute.
I can't help you.
So
If
wait,
you
was
don't
that
love VFW karaoke after that, I can't help you.
so that wasn't you, right? Though.
No, that was not
Okay,
me.
I was
No, that's
over
not-
here dying because I thought
Uh,
for some reason the hat I couldn't really see the face. I saw the
No,
beard.
no,
I
I
was
would
like, oh my
never- I
God,
would
is that
never wear
Chris?
I would never wear a cowboy hat.
He was
No.
getting it. What was he singing?
Burning Love by Elvis. That's why he was doing the leg thing and the
Oh,
arm
yeah,
thing. He was
throwing
trying to
the
be
hits.
It was just not good. Just wasn't good. Anyway,
Oh, that definitely makes me want to go though. At least.
it's also National Coffee Day. So if you drink coffee, today's your day.
Okay. I don't drink coffee, but I've always wanted to get into it. But when I go get coffee, I
don't know what to
unfortunately-
order.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, let me get the one that tastes good, and they're like, you have way too many options for you to say that to me.
Exactly. So there you go. But anyway, that's it. That's today's Mornings on Main Street. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope that you guys have a fantastic Thursday. We've got Friday night high school football tonight and Thursday night football on NFL Prime
Yes.
Video. And of course, Friday night football tomorrow. We will preview that tomorrow's show. So come back with us. This is Mornings on Main Street. I'm Chris Yow. He's Justin Kulick saying so long.
So long. Sorry I was late, guys. I'll see y'all.